What was the first step again? Let me check my notebook.
Understood. Since the hush system has already been compromised, my presence is the best bait for the underground. Understood. I will hold out safely until the end of the battle and complete the handover. Plus, besides you, I also have Rahu protecting me. There won't be any problems. I think she's seriously creating her own user manual. That's exactly something Rahu would do. A tool that can actively provide a detailed instruction manual is more trustworthy, don't you think? She's very reliable and handy. After I leave, there will be many people who want her. So please help choose the most suitable position for her.
try to keep up with me, you guys.
I'll relieve them of pain.
You forced me to do this! You forced me to do this! Vanish. You've gotten too close. You forced me to do this! All done.
That trip was exhausting. My back hurts from sleeping. Garofano, I want to take a bath. With roses this time. I want the tea to be rose too, as well as the snacks. Oh, I forgot. She hasn't woken up yet. Fine, Sumire can do it. Are you in a better mood now? If so, can you give me a massage?
As you wish.
That feels much better. How's Garofano?
She's still deep asleep, but thanks to your help extracting the filth from her body, she is no longer producing any contamination. Some newbies are taking care of her. She should be waking up soon.
That's good then. Add another rule to the garden's manual. Don't blindly listen to the employer's orders to use weird powers. Always rely on yourself. Or ask the mentor for help.
All right. I'll add it as rule number 73. As for Thistle...
She brought it upon herself. She repeatedly disobeyed my orders and acted on her own, and fell for such an obvious trap. If I hadn't taken precautions in advance, she might have leaked all kinds of information. I won't go save her again. Let her suffer the consequences of her actions. Okay. She's probably with the psychologist at the 9th Agency right now. I set a reverse psychology trap for her. They're going to be busy for a few days. It's safer for her to be locked up in the 9th Agency than to be running around the garden. That silver spider never saw eye to eye with Hush, and wouldn't hand her over. She'll probably end up in your bureau. That's quite suitable for her. She has completed her revenge. Before she figures out what she wants, she should just calm down for a bit. I didn't say I despise her. Newbies don't know the rules and break them. But she beats all of you in at least one aspect. She does everything for herself, and wouldn't sacrifice herself for others, or let herself be taken advantage of. From this perspective, she's the most like me. She makes me less worried about her than the rest of you.
As long as she's okay. Mentor, you have never acted in such a high-profile way before. You've attracted so much attention this time. Is that okay?
If you're afraid of being implicated, just hide well. I don't need your help anyway.
No. I've been prepared to meet my fate since the day I joined the Garden. And you are the strongest one there is. I don't believe that anyone can defeat you. It's just, you've always hated the conflict between the underground and Paradisos. You even chose this secluded place as a result. Is there a deeper reason for your involvement this time?
No, I was just feeling sluggish in spring and didn't want to move or bother with them. Now that summer is here, it's time for the flowers to bloom and for me to take action. Those guys from Hush have been annoying me for a long time. I can't stand flies buzzing around my garden. That's all there is to it. Why are you asking this? You usually don't care about these things. You've always wanted to leave the garden. This is the first time you've come back to the garden to find me. And those who come to the garden to find me have only one reason. How's your vengeance coming along? For your kind and gentle chief who ended up killed. Need my help? You left the MBCC for this, right? You wouldn't possibly let those who hurt him off the hook. Who did you go kill in West District? Rustfire? The executive committee? Who else? Those high-ranking execs from Nirvana? Can you find the chance to strike?
Yes. Thanks to you diverting their attention with your recent activity, I've had the opportunity to get close to them. To avoid interfering with your actions, I've been very discreet. No one will discover that this is the work of the Garden.
Well done. There's no news of this anywhere. You're truly my best student. So, has your anger subsided? You feel better? You've avenged so many wrongs and should feel happier by now. How about giving me a smile? Oh, I haven't seen you smile in a long time. Seeing you so bitter puts me in a bad mood, too.
I've eliminated many Rustfire thugs, executive officers, and Nirvana scum. I've killed so many enemies, yet I don't feel like I've completed my vengeance. There are simply too many of them to kill. There are too many bastards who are responsible for his pain. I can't kill them all. They don't even know what they've done. You once said that the joy from vengeance would liberate me from hatred. But this hatred is endless. It's blurring and wearing me down. I have no way of freeing myself. You've also been dealing with endless hatred. How do you cope? How do you stop your heart from becoming numb? Or is this just the price I have to pay for giving away my heart? Because after losing him, I can never find a replacement. Is that why you told us to only love ourselves forever? I don't know what to do. I need your guidance.
You're living well and suddenly someone stabs you, but you can't find the culprit. You can only fumble blindly in the dark. This is not vengeance. You're just being driven by pain. Fate has hurt you. You need to first find out who's the bastard that did it, then figure out how to deal with him. If you can't find the culprit, just let it go for now. Maybe in a couple of days, he'll come to you head-on. As for how to punish bad fate, there are other ways aside from an eye for an eye.
You mean...
If that idiot is still alive, find him and take him back. There's nothing wrong with liking someone. Instead of giving your heart away, why don't you get him to give his heart to you and hold on to it tightly? I would like to go find him if I had the chance. I want to see how that silly boy is doing. But... listen up. This is the last time I'm teaching you. I won't say it again. You are all flowers that I've picked. You all more or less have some of my qualities to have been able to join my garden. The more beautiful the flower, the more bugs it attracts. And you all know how much these self-righteous bugs love to trample on flowers. Flowers are indeed fragile. The more beautiful they are, the likelier they are to bend and wither with a slight blow. Just like how pitiful all of you were when you first came to me. But it's okay. Let them come. You might appear weak, but you're stronger than you think. If you're crushed, you'll bloom again next year. If you're burned, you'll sprout new buds from the ashes. Fate can break you, but it can never destroy you. As long as you keep your roots firmly in the ground. Don't drift with the current. Don't let fate push you around. Don't let external things lead you astray. Your lives are your own. Don't listen to anyone but me.
I will. But, Mentor, what did you mean just now? Why did you say it's the last time? You've been fighting alone for the past 2 months. Everyone is very worried about you. Do you have any other arrangements? Please tell me. Your health.
Ugh, I can't stand it. I feel bad all over. Call everyone over for a massage. Consider it my birthday celebration in advance. Wishing for beauty, joy, and wishes coming true today and every day. Think about how to make your mentor happy. Today's task is to give me the best day ever. All thanks to it.
I will give everyone the motivation to keep going.
Of course. It's already underway. It'll be very soon.
Oh, try to keep up with me, you guys. I have to go. Getting my hands dirty could be fun. You've gotten too close. You've gotten too close. Vanish.
I finally lost them. The Hush units from Paradisos. From the West District to East Side. They've been hindering us, as if they've got us figured out. The one pulling the strings is that sinner, Shalom. I'm in deep trouble now. While we're cautiously mining power little by little from external sources, Paradisos has already penetrated deep into the heart of Mania, reaching at least the 8th level of collective observation. No, they can't possibly harness such profound power yet. If they could, the game would already be over. We'd have no chance of winning. Right now, they're just observing and communicating. They were able to make such precise manipulations in March because they've noticed fluctuations in the collective will within the world of Mania. As for 10 years ago, the mission across the Sea was also directly overseen by Paradisos. But even observation has its limits. No matter the technique used, an observer is bound to be corroded over time. This means Paradisas must have backup observers on hand. If they've really advanced their technology to this extent... At all costs, they must be stopped, must be eradicated. Hush X, Shalom. Otherwise, BR-002 will...
Oh my. Seagull, is that you? Long time no see. You look like you've been through the ringer. Don't die. My garden still relies on your little tricks to stay hidden.
The power isn't mine. It's from the underground. And now, it's yours alone. I honored your terms and paid you up front. But as it stands, you failed to fulfill your end of the bargain. Worse yet, you've compromised us all.
Is that so? Well, I am truly sorry. It was you who tricked Garofano, wasn't it? Fed her deadly misinformation, along with those vile runes. You seek my aid, instead of turning to your fellow beings from the underground. Clearly, you've been cast aside. You've always been our sole point of contact. With your departure, the garden stands to lose a significant client. Oh, a regrettable loss indeed. Thank you for your final patronage. From now on, my garden will have no further ties with the underground.
You didn't have to betray me. Given your skills, defying the underground would hardly put you in harm's way. But it doesn't matter now. My mission is fulfilled. I know why you did this. I know the sacrifices you made for this newfound power. I know why you betrayed me.
Of course, because I wanted to. Next...
It's fine. Go. I know you'll help me.
All thanks to...
You want me to come along? Sure. I'd be glad to go with you. Is that so? That's wonderful news. You're too kind. You are the true heroes, spilling blood and sweat on the front lines to face the enemy. My role, as assigned by Paradisos, is to support you in every way possible. Well, the core base is now secure, and the entire defense grid has been successfully activated. It's time to focus on the front lines. There's limited scope for intel operations now. Going forward, the underground forces will spring into action. That's where the real struggle begins. I have other crucial tasks to attend to as well. Good luck out there, heroes of Dis. Certainly. Your assessment is spot on. Locating him is our foremost priority at this moment. Either we capitalize on this moment to fully reform him into someone trustworthy, or we eradicate this latent threat altogether. Paradisos must locate him before the Underground becomes aware. Neither FAC, MBCC, the Ninth Agency, nor even Hush can directly intervene. The objective would be far too transparent, and the Underground would inevitably detect it. They should remain focused on the front lines. The August offensive serves as our optimal subterfuge. As for the remainder, entrust it to me. I know precisely whom to engage for the task. Plans have already been formulated for his retrieval. Consider this my ultimate, flawlessly executed mission.
Oh, has the grand operation come to a successful close?
Welcome, Mentor. We've located the Undergrounder, adorned with unsettling blooms. Your handiwork, I presume?
Don't mention it. You all owe me more thanks than you could imagine. If it weren't for my gentle nudge, that FAC Commander-in-Chief and those junior commanders wouldn't have even made it to the battlefield. So, shouldn't the highest honor for this West District defense operation go to me?
Absolutely. You're nothing short of remarkable. Taking on the Underground's most crucial assignment, you've plunged headlong into the fiercest zones of conflict for both sides. After stirring the pot, you subtly redirected the chaos back towards your own client. Ultimately, you've broken the chains that have been choking you for so long. It's a delicate balancing act, but you've managed it well. No wonder you've been able to move so freely between Paradisos and the Underground for years. Seeing as you've severed all ties with the Underground, would you consider aligning with me?
Really? Is it possible? Would you forgive me? Accept us? I can't go on pretending any longer. It's this pathetic guard again. You had some spirit last time I saw you. What happened? Did Did my blade snuff out that spirit, turning you into her lapdog? I still remember vividly what happened to her last lapdog. So, what's the deal with that airhead? Dead? Or just cried her eyes out? And people still buy into your nonsense after seeing that? What, did you brainwash them or something?
You sure live without a care, settling scores as if it's nothing. Most people wouldn't dare. They'd fear accumulating enemies, endangering those they care about. The steep price of revenge. What's your take? Does it not bother you? And what about your garden?
You're talking about the unending chain of hatred, aren't you? When will this cycle of vengeance ever break? Is your point to value those who stand before us now? I am the master of the garden, the head of assassin group. People seeking vengeance flock to me in droves, just as countless others beseech me to exact revenge on their behalf. And you're talking to me about hatred? Would you spare me your harassment because I am just and kind? No. The only reason you'd hesitate is the knowledge that crossing my path means certain death. This world has never been kind to us just because I tread carefully and abide by the rules. The only things that grant us the freedom to truly live are raw power and the principle of an eye for an eye. Shall I teach you this lesson up close and personal?
My apologies. With your strength, you've certainly earned the right to act as you wish. Both Paradisos and the Underground fear your might and madness, dreading the day you'll come to collect their dues. As long as you're alive, neither your garden nor your blooms need to worry about being trampled. If I were you, I'd be more at ease, more reassured, just as you used to be. You've always struck a fine balance between the two. If so, why this sudden impatience? Both sides are on the brink of war, and yet, you've not only chosen not to sidestep the conflict, you've thrown yourself into it. You accepted a contract from the Underground to challenge the Paradisos, and now, you're turning their own blade back on them. It's as if you're determined to sever every tie that binds your garden, come what may. Your extraordinary strength has been traded for your life, hasn't it? Just how many days do you have left, Mentor?
Are you wishing for my death? How uncouth. I'll have you know, my days are numbered higher than yours.
Just a question. Is it that I hit the nail on the head?
Getting my hands dirty could be fun. I have to go.
remember Seagal, the undergrounder. She was the only one who managed to consistently evade Hush during the whole chase. According to the reports, she's either mastered some kind of spatial powers, or she's tapped into the underground mania magic. That's your reward for taking on this mission, right? Once the mission's complete, she'll show you how to perfectly conceal the garden.
Feel free to guess. But even if you guessed it, you're incapable of deciphering the arcane arts of the underground. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been groping in the dark for years, failing to even locate the entrance. Losers.
You're right. Paradisos doesn't have the same mastery over mania as the underground, making it impossible for them to locate the garden. Besides, your blooms have all become experts at concealment. Within the finite life you have, you've gone to great lengths to pave their path. Mentor, you possess a finesse and a softer side that's even greater than you realize. Truly commendable.
You make me sick. I only act in my own interest. I accepted this garden because they're good at serving me. It pleases me.
You're right. They do love you very much. Even more profoundly than you realize. In Erica Villa, merely mentioning you makes Garofano barge in without a second thought. Out of all the misinformation we provided, she's most intrigued by the technology that enables control over mania to help extend lifespan. Your flowers must be growing increasingly anxious. Did you fill them in on the details of this mission? When was the last time you went back and saw them? It's been long enough that the mere trickle of information I released about you sent eager young fools rushing to investigate.
Are these...
You know, they want to protect you just as much. I have my regrets, but you've accumulated too many enemies on this path. Once the order reached me, there was no turning back. You can't shield them alone, not forever. Some things are simply fated.
Everything is as I...
It's not a big deal. I'll prove it to you. MBCC has agreed no matter what, they will not detain you until you've recovered from your injuries. In the meantime, the investigation team will prepare explanatory materials for you to prove your stability. Your uncle at FAC is also making connections everywhere. I don't know who exactly gave this order, but it's okay. We all know you're a good kid. You... I got work to do, so I'll get going. Eat something. Take care of yourself first.
Inspector.
What's up? Do you need something?
Does justice really exist?
Don't give up, Chris. You've always been advocating justice for others. Now when it's your turn to need it, we'll give it back to you.
Does it exist?
Are you Christina's sister, Maria? Your sister, as a sinner, has fallen below the safety and obedience thresholds and has been rated as A-class. Immediate detainment is necessary. Move aside. We need to conduct a thorough search.
Don't bother. She and I aren't biological sisters and don't get along. She wouldn't come here. Here. These are a few of the idiots she's helped. If anyone is going to harbor her, it will be one of these people.
You've done well in exposing the dangerous sinner. You surely are an advocate for justice, citizen. Well done.
Go catch her already. Don't let that sinner escape. It's raining her most hated blue rain outside. She wouldn't dare to stay out there. Hurry up.
What the hell are you doing here?
Maria? How did you...
They've already found our home. That list won't stall them for long. I don't know if they're coming or if they've tracked me. What are you going to do next? How do you plan to escape from the hunt?
Escape? No. There's more to this. I need to investigate. I need to find the truth. What happened?
Is it that woman again? I told you she's definitely trouble, but you keep fooling yourself. You've been on the run with her for so long, you should have seen it clearly by now. Is facing the truth that hard for you, Detective? Forget it. Given the situation, you must have your own plans. Anyway, I can't stop you. Here's your stuff. You are in the police academy. Cracked cases. All of this wasn't taught to you hand in hand by her. Without her, you're still a detective. Don't act like a waste. Think about how you were when you first came to my house. You've managed to walk out from there. Now pull yourself together.
Wrong answer. You should still seek the truth, capture the criminal, and prevent her from hurting anyone else. You're a detective, after all.
I'm off then. Thank you for coming for me.
Intrusion warning. Intrusion warning. Zone E2 has been breached. Detainees have escaped. Intrusion warning.
E2. That's not my area. Right. She couldn't possibly still.
Found you.
You! Let me go! What are you trying to do?
Take me to the garden, now.
Go to hell. How could I do that at...
In the past 5 days, news of Kokolik's impending death has been all over the place. Don't be so scared. It's probably a lie to trick you. Haven't you been fooled like this before? I just saw those Hush squads leaving fully armed. If you know the way, hurry up and take shortcuts back. If you don't act now, your home will be gone.
Smash the wall!
What kind of power is this? Where am I?
Quick! Return to the garden! This is the last base. Registered members of the garden can open the entrance, but it takes a long time to close once it's open, like what just happened. Thank goodness there are a bunch of idiots. If they had thrown a locator in here, I would have...
Is this the garden's power?
No. The mentor said it's a reward. The reward for the last commission. She's finally going to have a garden that won't be disturbed by anyone.
In other words, a shelter given to them by the underground. Was that spatial technology just now? Come on, Chris. This is the primary crime scene. You have to investigate the truth. You must prove it yourself.
Let me savor it.
welcome.
Eliminate all impossibilities, and whatever remains, however impossible, must be the truth. A detective can't refuse the truth. But not all have been eliminated. The truth lies in the details. And I haven't understood everything.